The Emir became a world hero in the 1860s as a freedom fighter, a stoic prisoner of France, and as a savior of thousands of Christian lives. In 1830, the clumsy French occupation of Algiers inspired a then 25-year-old Quranic scholar known as Abdel Kader to emerge as a tenacious opponent of the French occupation. His strength was rooted in his moral and spiritual authority combined with his keen intelligence. The French began using brutal tactics against civilians and massively outnumbered the freedom fighters. Seeing the destruction of his people, Emir surrendered to French generals in exchange for his exile to the Middle East and promised to never return to Algeria. France, breaking the promise of their generals, imprisoned Emir instead. Freed in 1852, he migrated to modern-day Turkey and eventually settled in Damascus. On the way to Damascus, Abdel Kader met and befriended the British military attaché in Lebanon, Colonel Charles Henry Churchill, a distant cousin of Winston Churchill. He admired Kader for his integrity and love for justice. Churchill would eventually write the definitive biography of Abdel Kader of his time. When Abdel Kader arrived in Damascus, as Churchill wrote, "Not since the days of Saladin has anyone received such a triumphal welcome." In 1860, the anti-Christian riots of Mount Lebanon spread to Damascus. The worst of the rioting ended on July 13, 1860. At least 3,000 Christians were killed before it was all over. Emir saved upwards of 10,000 Christians, including the entire European diplomatic corps, by providing shelter during the riots. Emir Abdel Kader was a warrior and a peacemaker, a devout Muslim and a savior of Christians, a committed servant of God who became a world-famous defender of human rights before that concept existed. When he died in 1883, the New York Times eulogized the Emir as one of the few great men of the century. Americans paid homage to his qualities as a warrior, a scholar, and moral exemplar on the battlefield by naming a city after him in Iowa. His heroism and personal integrity was also noticed by world leaders and past presidents, including President Lincoln, who greatly admired and mentioned Kader as a role model many times. As a gift, President Lincoln sent Kader 2 Colt pistols. Today, across America and the world, scholars, soldiers, students, teachers, civic leaders, and seekers are recognizing the power of his faith-based humanitarianism and moral courage. John Kaiser has devoted 10 years to researching and writing about the Emir. His book, Commander of the Faithful, Life and Times of Emir Abdel Kader, tells the remarkable story of a man of faith who was admired from Missouri to Moscow to Mecca. Join ISNA in celebrating Emir Abdel Kader, a hero for humanity.